Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights. Basic human rights for all people, and that includes you. And when I refer to basic human rights, actually, what am I speaking of? I'm speaking of that which absolutely is essential in playing a major role in this which you are looking for, a satisfied life. I want you to know that as human beings on this earth, you are entitled to that. I want you to know that as individuals on this earth has been prepared to be able to contribute to that process as often as you require of it. And anything that's lacking, it is by choice or a lack of knowledge. And so my message today, as always, is to liberate you from the deception that you have been taught. Yes, to free you from your mind and allow you to recognize the truth. And the truth, my friends, is this. Who made the earth? I mean, really, who do you think made the earth? Now, don't tell me you heard something about God. I just want you to tell me what you think. Who made the earth? Who made the sky? Who made all that you can say is on the earth? The trees, the grass, the flowers, the birds, the bees, and you and I. Who made that? Well, I don't think you can put a face on it, but it is here. It is evidence that there is something that is responsible. And so, for the most part, we would say that that is a loving, gracious situation, and we call that God. And by our being here, there are certain things that are coming amongst us for our survival, like food, clothing, shelter, education, health care. And then that power that we can't see went a bit further and say anything that's made by the hands of man is there for all of the human race's enjoyment as they see fit, need, want, or desire. It's fantastic to me, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic to me. And since all of these things are coming amongst us, we ask ourselves, who amongst us benefit from being on this earth? And we say every last one of us. So we recognize that the responsibility exists, that we give back, we replenish that reservoir of goods and services, and we add to it by doing stuff like computers and television and even what you call amazing intelligence. They don't want to say AI, so we say amazing intelligence. All of that for the benefit of humankind. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, we do not experience that. And the question is why? Everything else has an order that it follows. The one thing that is given difference that we can identify is we, the people, we have choice. And when we make the right choices, then we have, like this that I'm being blessed with this day. When we make the wrong choice, then we have this, which we all are being blessed and experienced with this day. And what is the purpose? So we can make a decision. Do we want to go this way or do we want to go that way? In America today, we have a political situation where people are saying we want to go perhaps Republican, MAGA, Donald Trump, however you want to call it. Or do we want to go Democrat, Harris, Waltz, however you want to call it? And as the observation reflects to me is that one represents a lowness down to the depths of hell that'll get you there very quick. In other words, it's evil. In other words, it's just a deception. And on the other hand, we have the Democrats. It's working for the same team. It's just a little bit easier. In other words, one satisfies a group of people and the other satisfies another group of people. But neither satisfies the masses, because the masses don't even know what you're entitled to. The masses don't know the truth. The masses, the 99%, you're the one that's deceived. And even the 1% are unknowingly deceived as well. What I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, is that you can break this. You can break it. It really exists because of the systems that men have come together. And there's a power, they all know it, but they use it to benefit whatever game or that they're playing. Whether it's democracy, or whether it's capitalism, whether it's socialism, whether it's communism, whatever banner that it walks under, the same is the outcome. Some do and some don't. Some are so poor and never will. All of these are kinds of things that we're exposed to. Yes, my friends, this is what we call life. But we have the ability to make a change, and that change comes when we recognize the truth. Now, there are many people say that there are many truths, but I advocate for you that a truth that's worth talking about is a truth that works for me and a truth that works for you. If it just works for you, it's no good for me. If it just works for me, it's no good for you. That's the hell we live in every day. And there's no need of us talking about any God that says that this is okay. It doesn't matter what religion you advocate for. They're all ideas of men, and they all have the same outcome. Crime and violence, lying and cheating and stealing and killing, hatred and racism and bigotry, you name it, and it's there. So I come to you today, ladies and gentlemen, and I tell you that it has been identified as 7 continents on this earth, 195 different countries, and 8 billion or more people. And all of these people want the same identical thing. They want to live in peace, be prosperous and free, joyous, happy, and live their dreams. They don't want to be asleep. They want to be alive, living their dreams. 8 billion people, each wanting this and not knowing how to do it. So you got 8 billion people going almost 8 billion different ways. And when that has failed, then you come into little groups. And you plan and you strategize and you do all these things that you think will work because it might work for you. You never even begin to think about will it work for the others. And without the others being satisfied, your game is just that, a game. But I tell you what will happen. You find yourself leeching. You know what a leech is? I think I made a little note here. It said a leech, according to Google, says that it's a blood-sucking parasite. A leech, a blood. Now, when we talk about, we're talking about that little animal that in the water. But when we talk about human beings, what does it say? It's a person that sponges on others. They don't mean to do it, but it's just the reality of the lives that we live, the lives that we have been exposed to based upon the systems that we advocate. It's not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, until we change. You're not going to change until you see something special, until you see something that motivates you. And right now, we're being motivated, but not for good. We're being motivated for destruction. Now, I tell you what, the 99%, let's just say this whole population of the world, 80 billion people, 8 billion people, 99% experience that which keeps them under the table. And everybody wants to live on the table, but the 1% says, no, this is a place for me. Well, we understand that. Why? Because you accepted it. And you accepted it because you were glad that you were in the 99%. Not recognizing that you could be at the bottom of that 99 or at the top. And what's the difference? As spokesman and advocate for basic human rights, there's no difference. As long as one person out of that 8 billion suffering, pain, agony, homeless, it's because of the rest of the world. The rest of the world down on one person. The rest of the world down on one person? Or if one person has the authority, has the power to choke the life daily out of 99%. One person having the power to choke, what's the difference? Whether it's happening by one or whether it's happening by 99%, it's all the same. So who are you listening to? As long, what? You want to be a part of the 99% because the number is great? The pain is spread. You want to be a part of the 1% because it's all yours and the problems? I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to know is this. When I'm speaking to you, I'm not just wasting my time, and I don't want to waste yours. I've recognized this. If there's one thing worth living for in life, it is to glorify God and not you. Your job is to be used as a tool to glorify the power that you cannot see but is made real by the evidence that's presented. And until we can see that it's not about us, then we would just constantly stumble over ourselves. We don't mean it, but we're just stupid and we're ignorant. But God loves you. Why do you think I'm standing here talking to a world that's not thinking about anything that's coming out of my mouth? I know you don't care. Why? Because you've been taught that this doesn't mean anything. And if it did, it must be sometime after you die. But I want you to know that's a trick too. This stuff happens for you as soon as you change and walk accordingly. So until next time, I think I'm just going to stop there. You know the subject will be out here for a while, and as usual, I'll be back. Goodbye for now.